age of 20. We have about 35 seconds left to go in the second round. Inside, again, they exchange body punches, but no damage, as most of the effect of the blows were taken away by the forearms. The defense of both these youngsters, exceptional. Castillo moves. Rose backs toward the corner. Rose comes off the ropes and hammers to the body. But again, Castillo covers very well, and Chucho hooks a right to the body and gets it home just below the rib cage. And we're coming up toward the end of round number 2 as Castillo moves in and Rose catches him with a light left hook to the side of the head. A straight right by Castillo gets home at the end of round 2. Those of you who are not terribly familiar with Lionel Rose, born and grew in Australia, and I'm sure there are very few people in Australia who do not know by now that he won the World Bantamweight Championship really when he didn't expect to have an opportunity. The youngster literally was hoping for a chance to go to the Olympic Games in Tokyo, but he missed out on that opportunity. And then when the top contender, Jesus Pimentel, came up sick for the championship bout against Fighting Harada in Tokyo, they started looking around for a substitute for the fight, and they came up with Lionel Rose. They offered him the money to make the trip. Jack Rennie says, we'll take it. Away they went to Tokyo and won the championship. So here he is tonight in the Forum in Los Angeles, defending for a second time the title he coveted so dearly. And this defense is against Chucho Castillo of Mexico. Rose trying to hook that left to the body as Castillo head fakes and then feints and then dances in. And Lionel scored well with it at the close of round number 2. He hooks the left, but it bounces off the shoulder of Castillo. Chucho Castillo, 24. Lionel Rose at 20. Castillo at 117. Rose having to work a little bit to make the 118 limit. The left hand by Castillo snapped out there, and it glances off the left cheek of Lionel Rose. The left hand of Castillo, very effective, especially over the long distance. However, Chucho has never gone past 12 rounds. In a sense, he's never had to. Lionel Rose snaps out a left hand. It goes home, catches him on the right cheek. Castillo moving, weaving, bobbing. Rose, perhaps a little bit more of a plotter as he bides his time and snaps out the left jab off the left eye of Castillo. Castillo a little bit looser in his stance as he bobs and weaves around the ring. Inside, they tie up, and Rose bounces off the ropes back into the center of the ring at long range. Rose holding the left hand down, cocks it, snaps it inside to the body. Not much damage. Doubles up on the left jab. Then dances quickly away as Castillo rallies and goes to the rope, but Castillo throws a right hand off the jaw of Lionel Rose. Rose comes back with a hard left to the nose, and Castillo moves again at long range. It was a hard right hand by Castillo that got home, and Rose hammers Castillo with a short right as Chucho moved inside and missed on a wild left hook. Out in the center of the ring again as Lionel Rose dances away from the left jab put out by Castillo. Chucho moving, being very wary now as he's had a taste of the right hand of Lionel Rose. However, it is the left hook of Rose that will do the most damage. As a matter of fact, the left hook is the primary weapon, the big weapon for both these fighters. 50 seconds to go in round number 3 as Castillo lands a left hook on the side of the head of Rose, and Lionel comes right back and hooks off the forehead of Castillo at long range in the center of the ring now. Both fighters apparently preferring at this early stage of the bout to stay at long range. Rose holding his position, stops, sticks, moves inside, hammers a right to the ribs, and Castillo flurries his way out at long range again as Rose covered and none of the blows were landed. Castillo moving, bobbing. However, he takes a short left hand to the nose and then comes back with his own left jab to the mouth of Lionel Rose. Chucho Castillo. As we come near the end of round number 3, Castillo moves inside and he is stung by a right hand from Lionel Rose at the bell. During Lionel Rose's stay here in the city of Los Angeles, manager Jack Rennie and his wife Shirley have been doing all the cooking. And it's a very simple philosophy that Jack Rennie brought with him from Melbourne. He says, why travel all this distance with something as valuable as a world championship and risk it in a restaurant. So they have done their cooking in their hotel apartment for Lionel Rose to make sure that he has had the kind of food that he wanted and to make sure that he did not run into any sort of upset system resulting from strange food. Having just come back recently from a month's stay in Mexico City while working on the coverage of the Olympics, I can certainly understand that. Round number 4. Lionel Rose in the white trunks defending against Chucho Castillo in the black trunks. Rose of Australia and Castillo of Mexico. Most of the fighting has been at long range, an exchange of strong left jabs. Castillo has perhaps a better jab than does Lionel Rose. However, Rose's left hook may be the stronger. Castillo with 17 knockouts to his career, only 8 for Lionel Rose. Rose steps the left jab off the forehead of Castillo. Lionel been able to get off the mark a little bit quicker tonight so far than has Chucho. Castillo loose in the ring, doubles up on the left jab, then tries to hook the left, and Rose covers. And Rose again blocks the left hand and snaps his own left jab right to the nose of Castillo. It is the left hand of both these fighters that one must watch. A hard left jab snapped out by Rose as Castillo tries to move inside. Chucho bobbing and weaving. A little perhaps more reckless than is Lionel Rose. And again Rose has the left hand in Castillo's face. Chucho moving forward. He is the aggressor in the fight. We are in round number 4. Castillo missing with a right hand, missing with a left hand, and again he has to accept the left jab of Lionel Rose. Flat on the nose, and coming inside. As Castillo moved inside, Rose hooked him on the side of the head and hurt him. Actually wobbled him a little bit. I don't mean hurt him to the point of him being in any kind of trouble, but it did make him back up. Castillo, very tough, aggressive, determined youngster from Mexico City. Lionel Rose picking his shots, hooks the left hand. It is blocked by Castillo, digs a short right uppercut inside. It missed, also blocked by Castillo. And they work at long range in the center of the ring. Rose snaps the left hand. This may have been Lionel Rose's best round of the fight, and Lionel has a trickle of blood underneath the left eye. A little trickle of blood from underneath the left eye. Not much, just a little bit. Castillo moves inside, and again Rose scores the heavier of the left jabs as they exchange in the center of the ring. And Castillo now gets his left hand home. Rose missing. Chucho not able to get inside as Rose danced away from him. Not much blood. Rose inside, snaps the left hand. It was a good left hook, and it caught Castillo solid on the jaw. And Chucho shook his head a little bit as he continues the aggressor. And again, Rose gets the point as he snaps the left hand out, doubles up on the jab, and gets it home the second time. Castillo missing. Rose picking his spots, and a hard right hand by Lionel Rose catches Castillo coming inside. But Chucho didn't even blink as we near the end of round number 4. Rose moving now steadily as Castillo backs up and then sets himself at the bell. I'm trying to look into the corner of Lionel Rose to see whether or not that's an actual cut. There was a little trickle of blood just off the left cheekbone of Rose. But Jack Rennie, no one seems terribly concerned about it. So apparently it is not a cut. But it had the appearance of a little trickle of blood just under Lionel's left eye. It was kind of interesting, and particularly for those of us who are facing a tax time here in the United States, to be told that Lionel said, "I will take $75,000, Mr. George Panassis, to defend my title in your city. But I want $75,000 net. You pay the taxes." Round number 5 coming up here. As Lionel Rose in round number 4 perhaps had his best round of the fight. Rose moving out into the center of the ring, goes inside, tries to hook the right to the body as he ducks under a wild left hand thrown by Chucho Castillo. Again, Lionel gets the sharp, short left jab to the mouth of Castillo. Rose in the white, Castillo in the black, if you're watching on television. Again, Rose gets the left hand home. It's a little bit surprising because I think a lot of people thought that Chucho Castillo would be the man who did most of the scoring with the left hand, but in particular the left jab. But so far in the fight, it has been Lionel Rose who has been doing most of the good work with the long left jab. Castillo has dynamite in the left hook, though. And it certainly shows up as Lionel Rose sets his defense. He's keeping the right hand in tight. And when they move inside, in order to avoid the explosive left hook of Castillo, he brings the right solid up alongside the head, absolutely shutting off any possibility of landing that left hook on the jaw. It may well be that Castillo will have to go to the body if he hopes to penetrate the defense of Lionel Rose. Rose inside, catches Castillo with a jarring left hook. May have been the hardest blow of the fight, as the water flew from the head of Chucho Castillo. And Castillo now catches Rose with a solid left jab. The sparring partners that have been working with Castillo say that the left hand hurts inside Castillo. A short, sharp combination to the head of Lionel Rose. And again, at long range in the center of the ring. It's been a very easy fight for referee Dick Young. He's had very little work so far. We are in round number 5. Lionel Rose defending the World Bantamweight Championship in the city of Los Angeles against Chucho Castillo of Mexico. A big crowd, more than 15,000 watching. And they're beginning to hoot a little bit. Is inside. Rose scores with a short right to the jaw, and Castillo comes back with a left-right combination. Neither fighter jarred by the exchange, however. Rose on the ropes. Castillo trying to set him up in the corner, and Lionel bounces out of the corner and out of reach. And he tattoos Castillo with that left hand as Chucho now getting a little frustrated, trying to catch him. Rose on the move. And no question about it, Castillo's patience is getting a little thin. And Rose throws a short right over the left-hand guard of Castillo. And again, flicks out the left hand. Chucho getting a little angry. He's had Rose left hand in his face all night. This time Castillo out with a sharp left jab to the forehead of Lionel Rose. Rose inside, tries to hook. It is not very effective. The short right hand bounces off the forehead of Castillo at long range in the center of the ring. Rose, an overhand right, does not get home, off the shoulder of Castillo as we near the end of round number 5. Rose, in the last 2 rounds in particular, taking command of the fight and scoring very well, and particularly well as Castillo, frustrated by the long left jab of Rose, has started to press a little bit and move inside. And if that remains the pattern of the bout, that is precisely what Jack Rennie and Lionel Rose are hoping for. Lionel really quite a rare kind of a youngster. He eats 3 meals a day during training camp, and he smokes his pipe a little bit after every meal. And it's a bit startling to walk in and see a world champion after a meal smoking his pipe. Round number 6. Castillo goes to the body, then comes with a left hook, and that left hook got home, but Lionel Rose comes right back with his own left hook, and it jars Castillo. So apparently the pace here is going to be a little stiffer in round number 6. Here at the Forum, we have a large basketball-type scoreboard with the timer, and in order to look at the clock, you almost have to lean back and tip over out of your chair. So if you hear a loud crash during the night, that'll be me falling off my perch. In the center of the ring, it is Lionel Rose defending his World Bantamweight Championship against Chucho Castillo. Inside, Rose misses the wild left hook and almost falls down. There is no knockdown on it. It brought a roar from the pro-Castillo crowd, but certainly it was a miss and nothing more, and a wicked left hook is pounded inside by Lionel Rose as Castillo continues to press the fight. Rose has been picking his spots. He's been sticking, and he has been stopping Castillo on the way in with that good left jab, and occasionally throwing the short right, and occasionally the left hook. The primary weapon, as we indicated earlier, is the left hook for both these fighters. They go inside. Castillo tries to hook to the body, and Rose covers and dances away. Rose flicks out 1, 2 left hands. Another left hand by Rose. Digs a hard right to the body. Castillo trying to fight inside, and Rose slips away from him, and they go at long range again. Inside, Castillo throws a right to the ribs, a left hook, and Rose comes back with a whistling left hook that bounces off the side of the head of Castillo into the corner. Castillo wants to slug it out. Rose gets him with a solid left and a solid right, and Castillo backs up. He comes back to hook a left to the body, and Rose throws his own right to the body as they meet in the center of the ring. Castillo continuing to press the fight. Rose jabs him hard coming in. Hooks with an uppercut. Castillo, an overhand right, bounces off the jaw of Lionel Rose. A solid right hand by Rose catches Castillo right on the mouth as he comes in, and Rose keeps it at long range. He's scoring very well on Castillo as he moves in, and Chucho again showing a little bit of frustration, but nonetheless scoring better in this round than he has so far in the fight. Castillo misses with a right-hand lead as Rose, a lot slipperier, I think, than a lot of people thought he might be. And a sharp left jab by Rose gets home right to the mouth of Castillo. Rose now back, stops, sticks, throws a right, misses with a left, and makes Castillo miss as they bounce off the ropes. Rose now hooks him on the back of the head, and referee Dick Young says, "Don't do it." And Rose says, "All right." Now he holds his position, looks at Castillo moving in. Castillo with a hard left that goes right into the midsection of Lionel Rose, but Rose covers quickly and moves away as we near the end of round number 6. Castillo with a straight right. Rose comes back with a left hook that is partially blocked. Castillo pressing the fight at the bell. Chucho Castillo won the Mexican bantamweight title April 19 of 1967 when he defeated Jose Medel in 12 rounds. Castillo has never gone past 12 rounds. Lionel Rose, on the other hand, has gone 15 in 2 occasions and 12 rounds on 3 occasions. So he knows he can go the distance. And I doubt very seriously if Chucho Castillo has given that an ounce of thought. Round number 7 at the Forum in Los Angeles, California. Lionel Rose in the white trunks, and we are not sure whether or not our television transmission has reached Australia or not. So we'll just continue with our radio call for you from the Forum. As Rose, in our opinion, has an edge in the fight so far. Scheduled for 15 rounds, this is round number 7. Castillo has been the aggressor. He's been moving in, but he has paid the price for his aggressive pattern, as Rose has been very slippery, and Lionel has scored quite heavily with the left hook and the straight right. Castillo moves in, throws a right hand, hurts Rose. Rose fights back like a tiger, drives Castillo into the ropes, and Chucho bounces off back into the center of the ring. They are at long range. Rose out with the left hand, misses with 1, 2 left jabs. Castillo bobbing, weaving. Rose finds him with a sharp left pad off the forehead and moves swiftly away from Castillo. They circle in the center of the ring. Castillo throws a left. Rose counters with a left jab. Both miss. Now Rose pops the left hand, a light left to the mouth. And Castillo misses as Rose prances away from him. Castillo bouncing up and down, moves in, throws the left hand. Part of it got there, but not enough of it, as Lionel Rose was on the move. A straight right by Castillo. Jars Rose. Rose fights back inside with the left of the body, but the better blow belonged to Chucho Castillo. It was a straight right. They went right over the left hand of Lionel Rose. And inside, they exchange left and right combinations to the body and go back at long range near Lionel Rose corner. The young aborigine from Melbourne hooks high off the head of Chucho Castillo as they again bounce into the center of the ring. And Castillo digs the left of the body. Not much on it. He fakes and feints, and Lionel Rose moves quickly away from the fake, and then Rose scores with a sharp left jab to the mouth of Castillo. Rose misses the left hand. Castillo counters with a left hook to the body, and that misses. Rose throws a right hand to the ribs. That is blocked by Castillo. Chucho bobbing and weaving. Lionel in a more upright position and trying to pick his spots, trying to get the man as he moves in. It is the nature of Castillo to be the aggressor, and he has been hurt tonight, and again he walks into that stiff left jab put out by Lionel Rose. Each time he is struck by the left hand, a big splash of water, and it's coming right down on top of us as Rose goes 1-2, a left and right combination to the head of Castillo on the rope. Hand that gets home to the rib section, and Castillo misses the left hook over the head. Chucho trying to hook to the body, comes back and tries to hook to the head, and again it is blocked by Lionel Rose, who is very conscious of the dynamite that Chucho carries in the left hand. Castillo in the black trunks, if we finally have our television picture for you, and the champion Lionel Rose in the white. Rose trying a 1-2 inside, covered up nicely by Chucho Castillo. Castillo missing with a left and right combination. Another long right misses, and Rose comes back with a hard left hook to the side of the head as Castillo works at long range. Chucho bobs, weaves, looks for the opening, goes left, then right, then forward, then back, then left, and Rose pops that left hand, and the left eye of Chucho Castillo taking a good deal of punishment here in the fight. But so far shows no particular ill effects. Perhaps a little bit of a mouse under the left eye as Castillo goes inside and Rose ties him up immediately, and they actually exchange pleasantries, I do believe. Rose with a quick left jab scores. A hard right hand by Lionel Rose as Castillo came plowing in, and Rose hooks the left, but the left is blocked, but the right got home. Castillo misses with a right hand lead and then covers nicely as Rose tries to counter with a combination off the ropes. Castillo gets the left hand to the forehead of Lionel Rose. Castillo moving forward now. He is pressing the fight. And we have a half minute remaining in the corner. Rose moving nicely, makes Castillo miss the right hand, and then bounces out of there and gets out into the clear in the center of the ring. Backing up now as Castillo presses the fight, misses with a wild right. And now they're back in Lionel Rose's corner, and with time just about gone in the round, Lionel may stay right here and make Chucho do the walking across the ring. Let's see. We have 10 seconds to go in round number 8. Castillo and Rose. Castillo throws the hard right, but it bounces off the shoulder of Lionel Rose and never got home at the bell. No particular anxiety in either of the corners so far. I thought the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds were the best rounds of the fight so far for Lionel Rose. Rounds 7 and 8, the best rounds for Castillo. In California, under the scoring system, 1 through 5. In other words, you can actually get a score of 1-0 for a round. I am not that familiar with the scoring as practiced here in the state of California, and I would not begin to suggest to you how the fight might be going officially, except to this reporter's eyes, it would seem to me that Lionel Rose, the champion, has had the better of it to this point. That's the bell for round 9. Rose absolutely in the center of the ring, fighting very much a flat-footed fight, but when he has needed the quickness and the agility and speed to get out of trouble, it has been there for him. He's only 20. He is, as he put it, still learning his trade. Chucho Castillo, at times showing the frustration of having Lionel Rose's left jab in his mouth, starting to move a little more freely now and starting to press the fight a little bit more. Chucho gets the short left hook home, but Rose was moving away, so the total effect of the blow was not felt. Chucho now starting to wing it just a little bit more. He's starting to get after his man a little more. Goes to the ropes. He misses with the left, misses with the right, hooks the left to the body as Rose came sliding off the ropes. The defense of Rose, most impressive so far. Chucho, on the other hand, has not been that impressive from a defensive standpoint, but he has been the aggressor. Rose scores inside with a right. Chucho comes back with a sharp, short left hook. Rose, right, left, as he bounces back and forth and moves away from the ever-pressing Castillo. Rose hammers a right hand. A good left hand snaps the head of Castillo back. But Chucho doesn't know the meaning of the word back up. Keeps coming, and Rose hammers him with a short right hand. And now the left eye starting to pump a little bit. And Castillo crowds Rose into the corner, and Lionel ties him up. Referee Dick Young pulls them apart and says to Chucho, watch the head. Don't you butt. If you do, I might penalize you. Castillo missing with a long right-hand lead. Rose steps back quickly and connects with a couple of short left jabs. A light left off the mouth. Castillo steps inside, hammers that hard left hook to the body. Rose in his own corner comes back with a right-hand lead that is partially blocked by Castillo. And Chucho drives Lionel Rose into the ropes, but he does not score as Rose slips away from him when he thought he had him set up and hooks a hard right to the body. And Rose, again, showing a defense tonight that is most impressive. And he has Chucho Castillo concerned. Chucho pumps out a light left that gets home to the body. No damage. Lionel Rose stops, looks at his man. Hooks a left hand to the body as Castillo comes boring in. Into the corner, it's Rose with a hard right. Castillo with a left-right combination. But he paid the price for the pursuit as Lionel Rose ripped him with a straight left as he came in. And in Rose's corner, Rose covers while Castillo hammers him over the shoulders and on the arms. Castillo missing with a right-hand lead. As Rose holds his position in his corner, and Lionel Rose scores with a short right to the head. Castillo back with a hard left as Rose dropped his guard for a moment to take a look, and the hard left jab went home. But that round, again, I think, belonged to Lionel Rose, the champion. We have a rather large delegation, as you might expect, of celebrities from Hollywood on hand watching the fight. Some of the names that many of you might know. Certainly any Americans watching tonight. As we came on the air, Tim and Tom Lagarde, the brothers Lagarde, sang Advance Australia Fair. They've been doing very well. They have a large following in entertainment. But on hand is Richard Boone, Elia Kazan, one of our top directors in motion pictures, June Allison, the beautiful blonde, just as pretty as ever, Don Rickles, the comedian, and one of the great actors of this era, Mr. Kirk Douglas, among the many celebrities on hand for tonight's fight. Number 10, the fight scheduled for 15. Lionel Rose, most impressive in his defense of the bantamweight championship. But there are 5 tough rounds to go against Chucho Castillo, and a left-right combination by Lionel Rose as Castillo stepped back to take a look, and Rose tattooed him. Out in the center of the ring, Castillo continues to press the fight, and Rose steps inside, digs a left to the body, partially blocked by Castillo. A left hand by Castillo, answered by a left jab from Lionel Rose. A hard right by Rose, and a left follows off the side of the head of Castillo, and now Rose is starting to beat Castillo to the punch. Castillo wings the left hook, and it misses. Another left hook misses. Rose moving, makes him miss a right in the corner. Castillo wants to get him in the corner, but once he gets him in the corner, he cannot do anything with him. But Castillo does get a right to the head, and in the center of the ring. Castillo moving, boring in, and Rose rips him with a straight left as he comes in. And now Chucho Castillo is starting to grimace a little bit. And a hard right by Castillo may have hurt Rose. Rose out of the center of the ring. Let's take a good look at him. It looked like that one really shook him up. We've told you before, Lionel goes down pretty easy, but he gets up angry, and now the bombs are coming from Castillo. Lionel Rose was hurt by that hard right hand on the ropes. He catches Castillo with a good right and left, and Castillo tags Rose with a hard right to the jaw and a left to the body. And they go back into the center of the ring, and Rose rips Castillo with a hard right to the head. For a moment, I thought Rose was in trouble, but not after seeing him throw that right hand that literally jarred Chucho Castillo. And the left hook gets home by Lionel Rose as he spins Castillo around in the center of the ring. A little more than a minute to go in round number 10. Lionel Rose, a hard left hook, and he gets it, just missed the jaw of Castillo. A hard right hand by Castillo, and Lionel Rose is down. 4, 5, 6. He is up. He looks all right. He was up at the count of 3. Referee Dick Young has checked him. A hard right hand by Chucho Castillo put him down. The place has gone wild. Rose moves inside, hooks the left of the body. Castillo hard right off the side of the head. Crowds Rose into the rope. Right over the right hand that misses. Castillo trying to put him away. We have 2 minutes. We have about 25 seconds to go in the 10th round. Castillo hammering Rose on the rope. A hard left hook. A right to the body. A left and a right to the head by Rose. Rose. Rose is fighting back very strongly. Castillo scores with a hard right to the jaw, another hard left and a right to the head. A hard right to the head by Rose. And Castillo hammers a right to the body. Another left and a right to the body. A hard left to the head by Castillo at the bell. There is concern in the corner of Lionel Rose. It was a wicked right hand by Chucho Castillo that did most of the damage to the champion from Australia. It was the right hand early in the round that jarred him. And then about 40 seconds later, Castillo found Rose with that same right hand, and he went down like somebody had literally cut his legs out from under him, but he bounced right up and came back quite strong. Here we go, round 11. Let's see if Lionel Rose has shaken off the effects of that bombardment from Chucho Castillo. And this place has come alive. The audience pretty well sitting on their hands. For the first 8 rounds, a hard right hand by Lionel Rose. And it catches Castillo moving in. Another hard right and left to the head of Castillo. And Castillo misses with a left hook. But Chucho snaps that hard left jab to the mouth of Lionel Rose. No cuts in the fight. Another left hand gets home by Castillo. Lionel Rose with a short, soft left hand that slows Castillo just enough to allow Lionel to get away from a right hand. Both men miss inside, and Castillo pressing Rose, trying to get him against the ropes. Rose down in the 10th round from a pair of hard right hands. And he is on the bicycle now, making Castillo miss a little bit. Castillo throws the left hook to the body. It is blocked by Lionel Rose. We are in round 11. Rose sticks him with a hard straight right. Part of it got home. Castillo misses with a right. Rose blocks the left hook as he comes inside, and Lionel scores with 1, 2 left jabs. Castillo comes back with his own left jab off the side of the face of the champion from Australia. The challenger from Mexico pressing the fight, misses with a right hand lead, but excites the crowd. Lionel Rose got off the deck twice to beat Jose Medel, and Lionel Rose rips the hard left hook to the side of the head of the challenger from Mexico. Castillo blinks a little bit as Rose chops a short right to the jaw inside, and Castillo tries to double up on the jab and misses as Rose moves away. Rose again throws the short right. He gets the shoulder this time as Castillo scores inside with the left hand, and Rose comes back with his own left jab in the center of the ring. Castillo comes boring in, and inside, Rose ties him up. They tap each other and move away. The referee, Dick Young, it's been a very easy fight for him to work. Both men, fine young sportsmen. Rose, the champion, down in the 10th round. But apparently not hurt, as he bounced right up. Remind you of a fellow named Floyd Patterson, who's been known to go down a few times rather easily. Castillo rocks Rose with a left hook coming off the break. As they moved away from the ropes, inside Castillo hooks the left hand, doubles the hook to the body, but Rose covers it nicely. Again, Castillo tries to go to the body, and a hard right hand by Castillo gets home, and Rose may have been hurt by it. We'll have to wait and see. We have only 12 seconds left to go in this round. Round number 11. But the right hand did get home, and Lionel Rose hooks a sharp left hand to the side of the head of Castillo. And the end of round 11. So Lionel Rose, having been on the deck in the 10th round, comes back in round 11 and handles himself very well, and handles Chucho Castillo very well. Now it becomes a question, I think, from here on, as to whether or not Castillo is durable enough to go at the speed that he's been trying to maintain through the 15 rounds. Lionel Rose has had that fit before. It could be, at least it is the hope of some of the Rose backers, that Lionel would be able to pace himself a little bit better. But Castillo has not given him much of a chance to pace himself. He has not given Lionel the opportunity to boss the fight. So the champion is up against the good one here tonight in Los Angeles, California. also becomes something of a question as to whether or not the lead that the champion was able to build up in the early rounds of the fight will offset the knockdown by Castillo. Round number 12. They are in the center of the ring. Lionel Rose in the white and Chucho Castillo in the black. For those of you who might be watching on television, Castillo misses on that right hand as he tried to counter the right after Rose had missed the left hand. I noticed that the guard, the right hand of Lionel Rose, is down just a little bit because Castillo has been able to score to the body. So Lionel has had to concern himself a little bit with it as Castillo tries to move inside and hook the left, misses with it, and then Rose comes back and misses himself with the left-right combination as Castillo split under it. At long range again, at the center of the ring, it is still Chucho Castillo moving inside, hammers a right hand to the back of the head of Lionel Rose, and Lionel pumps the left right to the body. A hard left hook by Castillo, and it found the cheek of Lionel Rose, and for a moment he wobbled. Let's see if he is hurt. Castillo finds him with a long right hand, not too much on it. Rose comes sliding off the ropes, stabs the left hand into the face of Castillo. Chucho moving ahead, bobbing and weaving. At times he may seem a little bit reckless, but he is not. He is a very careful fighter, but he has a bit of daring in him that makes him exciting. Lionel Rose retreating a little bit now, sets himself, moves into the corner. He bobs and weaves. Castillo misses, and he slides along the ropes. Castillo in pursuit. Rose throws out a straight right hand that catches Castillo high on the side of the head. No damage. A long left hand by Castillo off the forehead of Lionel Rose. At long range in the center of the ring, Castillo misses. A right hand lead to the body as Rose moves swiftly away. Castillo hooks the left, partially blocked by the champion from Melbourne. The right hand misses. The left hand is dug to the body by Castillo. The right hand by Castillo rocks Lionel Rose as Castillo bores in, and Rose, shaken by the right hand, is on the bicycle, trying to stay away from him. Misses with a left hook, and Rose slips and slides and falls down. No knockdown. Castillo retreating to the corner. And the action resumes in the center of the ring. Lionel Rose was hurt on the right hand. Another right hand thrown by Castillo. Chucho is on the warpath right now. He's throwing the big bombs, but Rose comes back with a hard right and a hard left, and he rocks Chucho back into the ropes. Castillo throws a right hand that bounces up the top of the head of Lionel Rose. A right hand is blocked by Rose. The left hand is blocked. The hard right to the body by Lionel Rose as the champion fights back after being rocked by the hard right hand. Less than 15 seconds to go in round number 12, and they tie up along the ropes. We are at 10 seconds to go in round 12. Castillo with a hard right hand had the champion in trouble, and there is the bell. With Jack Rennie, the manager of Lionel Rose, the champion, Danny Ledesma, a trainer who's been working with them since their arrival here in Los Angeles. It's always a bit risky for a champion to take his title to another country. A lot of people felt quite strongly about this. But Lionel Rose himself made the most sense when he said, "Where is it that I could make $75,000? Here he is, and he has certainly not lost the title by any measure. Round 13. The stronger of the two fighters now, however, seems to be Castillo. Let's see if he can maintain the momentum or whether or not the champion can take it away from him. Both men miss right hand leads out of the center of the ring as Castillo threw the right hand, and part of it got there high off the side of the head of Lionel Rose. Rose keeping the left hand busy to ward off the charge of Castillo. Chucho on the move, bobs and weaves, throws the right hand, and he got the better part of the side of the face of Lionel Rose, but it was partially deflected and partially wasted because Lionel was moving away, and Rose comes back to stab Castillo with a pair of sharp left jabs. In the center of the ring, they are at long range as Castillo charges ahead. Rose makes him miss, and Lionel on the move now. moving a little bit more, calling on the legs, those youthful legs of 20, throws the right-hand lead. But it misses. Rose steps back, pulls up his boxing trunks, and then hammers Castillo twice with the left and right as he moves in. Chucho pressing the fight, trying to get the bomb home. Rose stabs him with a hard left hand, but the Mexican challenger just keeps coming. Lionel Rose hooks inside with a left and a right, and makes Castillo miss the left of the body and makes him miss the right. In the corner of Lionel Rose. Rose with a right-hand lead inside, and Castillo pursuing, not scoring. Rose misses with a right hand. Castillo misses with a left hook. Rose moving back, defending himself very well. Here in round number 13, flicks out 1, 2 left jabs. Both get home. Another left jab by Lionel Rose as Castillo comes back with his own left jab off the forehead of the champion. They both miss right hands inside. Castillo misses. Rose counters with a right. It is blocked by Chucho. Inside, Chucho gets the left hand home. He looks to score the right hand. Rose blocks it, and they go again at long range in the center of the ring. Rose misses the left jab, goes over the top of the head of the challenger. Castillo tries to hook the body. It misses. Rose counters with the right. That misses. Round number 13. Again, Rose moving nicely in the center of the ring, in command of all of his faculties, making Chucho Castillo miss as he charges, trying to pin him against the ropes. Castillo has not really scored all that well off the ropes so far tonight as Rose counters with a sharp right that jars Chucho coming in, but he keeps coming, and he throws the right hand, and part of it got there as it bounced off the shoulder and into the jaw of the champion. The left-hand lead by Castillo. 10 seconds to go. Round 13. Castillo and Lionel Rose. And there's the bell. I'm sure a great many of you who might be listening tonight were among the thousands that turned out to welcome the bantamweight champion back to Melbourne when he returned with the championship from Tokyo. And if he wins this fight tonight and defends his title successfully for a second time, believe me, welcome him home again, because he will have gone through one of the toughest fights I think that he will ever have as a bantamweight champion. Castillo, one of the best. Chucho showing his mettle late in the fight. Now remember, Castillo has never gone beyond 12 rounds. The champion, Lionel Rose, has had that trip on 2 occasions. His last outing in his title defense in Tokyo was over the 15-round distance. A hard right hand by the champion Rose, and it literally jarred Castillo all the way down to his shoe tops. But Chucho takes another sharp left jab to the face. Rose misses the right hand to the body. Castillo is the man with the bigger bomb, though. At least that is the consideration of most of the experts prior to the fight. And Castillo hammers a hard right hand to the ribs. And Rose counters with a light right to the side of the head and moves quickly away, getting off the ropes. We're not trying to keep Castillo from pinning him in the corner. Out of the center of the ring at long range, where Rose seems most effective, and Rose throws a left and hammers a hard right to the head, and Castillo comes back with a left to the head, a right to the body, and Rose at long range flicks out and misses the left jab. But he gets a quick 1-2, a combination, left-right combination, jars off the forehead of Chucho Castillo. Castillo scores with a left hook. Rose comes back with that same combination, misses with the left, but gets the right home, and then bobs away from the hard right hand thrown by Castillo. Castillo misses with a hook, misses with another hook. Chucho on the move, hooks, it is blocked. The left hook to the body, flicks out 1, 2 left hands, both get to the face of the champion. The champion is moving back, and Castillo is after him. Rose snaps a sharp left jab to the face of the challenger, and Rose holds, bobs, weaves, a little bit butting of the head. Rose notices the referee looking, nods, yes, he did hit me, and the referee says to Castillo, be careful. Chucho misses with the right hand. Lionel misses with the right hand. Rose backing along the ropes. Castillo pursuing him. We are in round 14. And we have 1 minute left to go in round number 14. the champion, Lionel Rose, down in the 10th round from a very hard right hand thrown by the challenger. But here in round 14, Rose starting to come now. Hammers the challenger with a wicked right hand to the side of the head. And Chucho backed up and wobbled for a moment. Blinked his eyes. First time in the fight I've seen the Castillo challenger blink. Castillo with a right hand that bounces off the side of the head of the champion. But Rose shakes it off and holds his position. He's been a very cool, comfortable fighter, except for the 10th round, when he really got himself in some trouble. In the 12th round, he was again stung by the right hand. But here in round number 14, he is staying away from the right hand and away from the left hook of Castillo. A good left hook to the side of the head of Castillo. Castillo throws the right hand. Rose blocks it. And Rose blocks again the right hand thrown by Castillo and counters with a short right to the jaw. A left and a right inside, both blocked by the champion at the bell. Coming up to round 15, the final round. I will not at this juncture of the fight make any suggestion to you as to which man I think will win the bout. But except for 2 rounds, the champion has looked exactly like that, our champion. He was down in the 10th round, but he came up immediately. He was shaken again in the 12th round by the right-handed artillery of Castillo. So referee Dick Young brings the champion and the challenger to the center of the ring, and we are now in the 15th round at the Forum in Los Angeles, California, and they exchange hard left jabs in the center of the ring. Castillo will have to go all out here, but the champion beats him to the punch with a hard left and right combination. The right missed, the left got there. Another sharp left by Rose. And below the right eye of Castillo, there is a good-sized mouse. Castillo throws that right hand, and he misses with it. He throws the left hook, and Rose counters with the left hook and a hard right hand by the champion on the jaw of Castillo as he moves inside. They exchange hard left hands in the center of the ring. Castillo throws the right, it misses. Rose digs a right to the body inside, it gets there. At long range in the center of the ring, it would seem to be the advantage of the champion to stay in the center of the ring at long range. Here in the 15th round, Lionel Rose of Melbourne, Australia, defending against Chucho Castillo of Mexico City. The champion and the number 1 challenger. And they are at long range again in the center of the ring as Rose, the champion, sticks his man, takes the left hand, dances away. Castillo pursues. Rose ties him up. We're coming up on the halfway mark of the final round. Castillo tries to get inside, and Rose catches him with a sharp left hook as he moves inside, and that may have hurt Chucho a little bit. And on the ropes now, Chucho takes a shoulder from the champion, bounces away from him, comes in and throws a hard right hand to the jaw that got home. Rose counters with a right hand to the jaw. Rose digs it right to the ribs. Chucho is pressing the fight. Rose hooks him with the left hand. Another left jab snaps into the face of Castillo as they move off the ropes into the center of the ring, and Lionel Rose hooks the challenger with the left hand. Castillo throws a hard right to the jaw, and Rose misses the left hand. Inside, Lionel Rose hooks the left and the right to the body and comes with a right uppercut that misses. And Chucho Castillo takes a hard right from the champion. Rose steps out the left hand. Castillo misses his own left hook, and Rose misses the left hook. Castillo misses another left hook, and Rose counters with a hard right that lands on the side of the head of the challenger, and Rose moving very well. Rose away from the left-right thrown by the challenger, and Rose has the left hand in the face of Chucho Castillo. The crowd now exhorting the challenger to come on. We're in the final stages of this fight. On the ropes, it is Lionel Rose countering the left hook by Castillo with a hard right hand to the body. Rose beats the challenger to the punch with a short left and right to the head. Castillo looks a little bit tired now. Both men have got to be tired. Lionel Rose scores with a good left hand to the head. Inside, they both miss with left and right combinations to the body. And Lionel Rose bounces back into the ropes. The crowd up cheering, trying to exhort each man to stay all the way full bore to the very end of it. And we have come to the end of the fight. Lionel Rose Australia, defending the World Bantamweight Championship against the challenge of Chucho Castillo of Mexico City. And we will hold here for the decision. The ring announcer, Mario Machado, who almost didn't get here in time for the fight tonight, and I suspect a lot of people that had tickets had a little trouble getting here because we have a very heavy fog that had settled in over this area of Los Angeles and closed the airport traffic just about 2 hours before the fight. Manager Jack Rennie. Daniel Ledesma cutting the gloves off the champion. We are waiting for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be 2 additional fights after this. We'll have the results for you.
The champion was down in the 10th round from a pair of hard right hands by Castillo, but he came up and finished the round very strong. He was hurt again in the 12th round, but did not go down, and came back late in the 12th round and finished very strong. And now... retained his bantamweight championship.
Referee Dick Young scores it 9-7. Castillo, a winner by unanimous decision, and still champion Lionel Rose.
So the judges, Thomas and Grossman, had it 7-6 Rose. The referee had it 9-7 Castillo. Well, nonetheless, Lionel Rose has retained